You know that feeling, right? You open up your jewelry box, excited to wear your favorite silver necklace, and it's turned all dark and dingy. Or maybe you're getting out the good silverware for a dinner party, and it just looks, well, sad. Today, we are going to fix that. We're going to banish that tarnish for good and bring back that incredible shine. We'll start with a brilliant at-home trick, and then we'll go behind the scenes to see how the professionals really do it. So first things first, why does this even happen? You might be thinking it's dirt, or maybe you just didn't store it right. But the real reason is actually way cooler. It's a little bit of chemistry happening all around us all the time. And the culprit has a name, tarnish. Now this isn't dirt, and the good news is it's not permanent damage. It's just what happens when silver meets sulfur compounds. And trust me, those sulfur compounds are everywhere, in the air we breathe, in foods like eggs and onions, even in something as simple as a rubber band. But here's the best part. Because it's a chemical reaction, it's a reaction we can reverse.
All right, let's get into our first solution. We're headed straight to the kitchen for a method that is so simple and so effective, using things you definitely already have lying around. No harsh chemicals, no crazy scrubbing, just a little bit of science.
Okay, so here's the game plan. You're going to line a bowl with aluminum foil. Make sure that shiny side is up. Then toss in your baking soda and salt, pour in some hot water, and slide your silver right in. The key is to make sure the silver is actually touching the foil. Now, for the next 5 or 10 minutes, you can just sit back while the magic happens. What's going on here is a cooler chemical process where the tarnish, which is technically silver sulfide, is basically attracted to the aluminum foil more than it is to your silver, so it literally jumps ship. The salt just helps speed up that whole process. It's the reaction doing all the heavy lifting, not you.
Now hold on, before you run off to try this, there are a few really important things to remember. First, this method is for solid silver only. If you tried this on silver-plated items, you could actually strip the plating right off. Also, if your jewelry has any soft stones, we're talking pearls, opals, turquoise, keep them far away from this bath. It can cause serious damage. And make sure your water is hot, but not boiling. Oh, and you might notice a faint rotten egg smell. Don't worry, that's just the smell of success. It's the sulfur leaving your silver. Just, maybe open a window.
But what about those really tough cases? The deeply tarnished pieces, things with tons of intricate details, or that priceless family heirloom you just don't want to mess with. Well, that's when it's time to call in the big guns. Let's pull back the curtain and see the high-tech tools the professionals use.
First up, they'll often use an ultrasonic bath. This incredible machine uses high-frequency sound waves to create millions of microscopic bubbles in a cleaning solution. These bubbles then implode with a surprising amount of force, acting like a tiny, super-powered scrub brush that gets into every single crevice, blasting away grime that you could never reach with a cloth.
For heavy tarnish and those little surface scratches, jewelers turn to the polishing lathe. This is a powerful, high-speed motor that spins special wheels coated in polishing compounds. An expert can use this to carefully buff the surface of the silver to an absolutely perfect, mirror-like shine. Now, what's happening here is that a microscopic layer of silver is actually being removed. That's what makes it so effective, but it's also exactly why this is a job you want to leave to a pro.
And for the grand finale, the steam jet. After all the other cleaning and polishing, this machine shoots a targeted, high-pressure jet of super hot steam. It blasts away any leftover polishing compound or tiny bits of dust from every nook and cranny, leaving the silver and any gemstones with that jaw-dropping, straight-out-of-the-showroom sparkle. Okay, so we've seen the clever kitchen chemistry and the high-tech pro approach. They both work, but they're definitely not interchangeable. So how do you decide which path is right for your precious silver? Let's break it down and compare them side by side.
Looking at this chart, it really becomes clear. The choice all comes down to piece itself. That DIY method, it's amazing. It costs pretty much nothing and it's perfect for your everyday silver chains or flatware. But what about your grandmother's antique locket, or a piece that's so dark it's almost black? That's when you want a professional. You're not just paying for their fancy equipment, you're paying for their expertise to get a flawless, brand new finish with basically zero risk.
Now, after all this talk about cleaning, what if I told you that the ultimate professional secret isn't about cleaning at all? The best way to deal with tarnish is to stop it before it even gets a chance to start. And look, here are 4 incredibly simple habits you can start today to keep your silver looking fantastic. First, store it somewhere cool and dry. So, the steamy bathroom is probably not the best spot. Using airtight bags or a good jewelry box makes a huge difference. You can even buy these little anti-tarnish strips to toss in there. They absorb the sulfur right out of the air. And the easiest tip of all? Just give your silver a quick wipe with a soft cloth after you wear it. It gets rid of oils and lotions that can speed up the tarnishing process.
At the end of the day, this is about more than just shiny metal, isn't it? Whether it's a piece that's been in your family for generations or just a favorite necklace that makes you feel great, your silver holds memories. It holds stories. So the real question is, now that you're armed with all this knowledge, how are you going to protect its story and its shine for years to come?